Another good question is how to run about the register effectively. Before you learn about the register, please refer to this lecture because this lecture will let you know about the 4 effective way to learn about the register in RISC-V architecture. The first thing you have to do is to understand the basic principle of the register. For this, the analyzing the RISC-V, the manual document is necessary. RISC-V reference manual describes how the register is organized, what kinds of registers are available, and you will find out this kind of material in the RISC-V reference manual. Then right after you identify the feature of the register, the next important thing to do is to perform debugging. Without debugging, all of the material you run from the RISC-V, the manual, will not remain in your brain. So this step is extremely important. So after you identified, run about the register, please perform debugging in more detail. So executing the assembly instruction is necessary. We have the various RISC-V simulator and GDB debugger, even trace reader debugger. Using this kind of debugging program, you're going to see how the registers can be changed, how the special register could be used for the special purpose. During a debugging, so if you understand the calling convention, I'm sure that you will better understand the register because some of the general purpose registers could be used for special purpose. That special purpose is to support the function call. The SP and RA registers is updated every time the function call is made. And as for A0 to A7 registers, these registers are used to store the argument that is passed to the function. So if you figure out the calling convention, then you will then easily figure out the control flow of your program in efficient way. And another important activity is to have the code review. If you analyze the static code in the U-boot, that is a popular bootloader, or Linux kernel, then you will understand how the registers are actually used. In the static code, you are going to see how the specific CSR register are set, how the stack pointer register could be configured, and if you refer to the instruction in the trap handler, and you're going to see how the specific CSR register can be retrieved to figure out the important information about the trap. As you know that in the U-boot or Linux kernel, there is the core part and there is a core software layer that interface between the real-time operating system and bootloader and the RISC-V architecture. This, the core part of interface, is written in assembly instruction using the register. Now you got to know about the 4 effective ways to run about the register in RISC-V architecture. The first one is to understand the basic principle of the register after reviewing RISC-V reference manual. And next step is to perform debugging to identify how a register can be used. And another important activity could be understanding the calling convention, and because some of the general purpose register could be used for special purpose, such as some function call. And the last important activity, it could be having the code review over U-boot or Linux kernel. Now that you understand how to effectively learn about the register, the next lecture will learn about the type of the register in RISC-V architecture. Especially, you will dive into more about general purpose register in RISC-V architecture.